Nicodondra Norwood headed out to Topanga Parish to see how some farmers are dealing with flooded feed. Now, nearly 400 people have been sickened in salmonella outbreaks linked to backyard chickens. The CDC is investigating 8 different outbreaks in 47 states, including Louisiana. A California woman is facing charges this morning after police say she drugged a toddler with methamphetamines at a Berkeley park.
They took in
A judge raised Christopher Landry's bond to $250,000. Police found Dem's body in a shed behind a home in Livingston Parish earlier this week. A preliminary autopsy shows she died of blunt force injury to the head associated with strangulation. Landry is facing several charges in connection to the case, including second-degree murder and obstruction of justice. It was a stop at a Lake Charles snow cone stand that would change both a customer's and employee's life. It's not uncommon for many of us to reach for a refreshing treat like a snow cone on a warm day, and that's exactly what one woman intended to do. Instead, she ended up leaving with an unforgettable life experience. Mama Shine Shaved Ice and More employee Michael Yates suffered a heart attack on the job the exact moment nurse Monica Glapion stopped by.
He was laid out cold on the porch, and his wife was trying to do CPR on him, and the nurse in me just jumped out of the car and initially started CPR myself.
I got on Facebook because I had to find her. I had to find her. I had to thank her for what she had done for me. And she gets free snow cones for life.
Yates and his family plan on taking CPR classes, and they will hold a new summer workshop called Extreme Theater. It starts today, June 12th, and runs through next Friday. Participants get just 30 hours to create a Broadway show, which they will perform at the end of the workshop. The workshop will be held at the Central School of the Arts and Humanities Center on Kirby Street in Lake Charles.
All right, beginning next.
Training a show dog takes years, and with a champion older brother, one pup has a lot to live up to.
KPLC's Kayla Corvell is live this morning to show us what it takes to be a show dog. Good morning, Kayla.
Good morning. We have here Tara. Now, this is Cartier's younger sister. She's about 5 months old, and we have their mom here, Crystal Rubilitis. Can you tell us what you're doing right now? You said training starts right at 5 months old.
Right now she's learning how to hold a stack, and she's also learning how to watch my hand for an extended amount of time, so that way she can hold that in the ring, and she's doing really good.
So she still has her puppy coat. Now, when will she be ready to compete?
You can technically start at 6 months of age, but we're going to hold her out till she's about 9 months so she can be nice and mature when she goes in the ring.
Now, we were talking earlier, and you were talking about how people have this, predisposition that show dogs are mistreated. I mean, what do you say to them?
Well, I have to say I know quite a few show dogs, and they're probably some of the most rotten dogs on the planet. I mean, my dogs eat a diet that I make their food and feed him. When he got his champion, he got a ribeye steak. He sleeps in bed with me. They're treated kind of, like I said, like kings and queens, because they are, they're the best of the best, and we want them to know that.
And they are so precious, and they're so good up on these tables too. I mean, if someone wanted to get a show dog, what type of advice would you give to them?
Go to shows. Make sure that it's something that you really want to do. And there are lots of show dogs who, they breed them, and they do have show puppies, and then they have pet puppies. So you can get a nice quality dog who came from show lines. And it doesn't have to be a show dog. But if you want a show dog, go out to the shows, talk to people, see how it's done. And, that's really the best thing to do.
And even though she's a little rambunctious, so I think in a few months she will certainly fill her brother's paws. John and Brittany.
I love how they're waiting until she's a whole 9 months to show that she's mature.
No kidding. And I remember reading somewhere where poodles like that were actually great hunting dogs. Is that right, Kayla?
Yes. She was telling me earlier that the reason why they're and get ducks and things like that, they're used to retrieve, and they're used for hunting. So yeah, definitely.
All right, very
They're
good.
Super smart.
Kayla Corvell, a lot of information there live this morning showing us about a show dog. Hundreds of dogs competed over the weekend at the Calcasieu Kennel Club Dog Show.
But only the best of the breeds went home champions. This morning, KPLC's Kayla Corvell is live with one of the winners. Kayla, who do you have with you this morning?
Well, this little ball of fur and love, his name is Cartier, and we have his mom here, Crystal Rubilitis. Now, can you tell us about his hair? Because I'm sure you're looking at it like, what is up? So can you tell us about his hair?
Sure. Well, poodles have a very curly coat, and his coat is super, super thick. Their trim is based on what they were bred for, which is hunting and retrieving. They would bird retrievers, and all the places the hair is left is to protect his organs and his joints. So we're protecting his lungs and his heart, his kidneys and his hips, and this is protecting all of his joints down there. And it's because they're water dogs. They go in the water, so their hair is super repellent. It'll soak the top, but won't go past that, and they won't get cold. It won't get damaged internally. So that's the purpose of this haircut. So it's not just foo-foo. It actually has a purpose.
And then up here, you said this has never been cut up here.
Right. It's been growing since he was born. So, and it keeps growing as long as it'll grow.
Now, he recently became champion right here at home. So, I mean, what was that like? What was it like to, reach that goal that you had?
It was amazing. I came out of the ring and everyone was congratulating me because everyone knew, and I was sitting there crying. I was trying not to cry. I'm spraying up his hair and trying not to cry, but it was super exciting. I really wanted to finish him at home, and we were able to do that under a really prestigious judge, so it was great.
And you said you're not only his mom, but you're also his handler, so you were able to be in the ring with him, and I wanted to know, how they actually train to be in dog shows. I know a lot of them are born that way, but it does take some training, too. So coming up in our next half hour, we're going to talk about what he does to train and what he did to become the champion. John and Brittany.
All right.
Beautiful dog.
I need some of Cartier's hairspray.
You think it's extra old for dog shows, and some never reached the title of champion.
But that wasn't the case for Cartier. He recently became a champion show dog, and he's live this morning with KPLC's Kayla Corvell to show us what the training is like. Kayla, tell us all about it.
Well, this is part of it here. You can see this is the stand. This is what the judges will go and feel them and make sure everything is what it should be whenever they're at the dog show. And we have Cartier's mom here, Crystal Rubilitis. Can you tell us, whenever they stand like this, how long did it take you to get him to stand like this and not move?
It took a very long time. At first, I had to hold him and keep him in place to get him to stay still. And then eventually, he just kind of got it and started doing it. So, and then it depends on what's going on in the ring. If there's a lot of dogs and there's a really happy dog, he's happy too. So it can be difficult sometimes, but he usually does it pretty good.
Now, can you show us, because you train him right here in your grooming salon. So can you show us, how you train him here?
Sure. Okay. Well, first we start off with table training. So we've already kind of showed you he was on the table earlier. And then we do what, the down and back training, which is what we do in the ring. So we're going to do that.
Okay.
Hey.
Come around. And as she said earlier, a lot of dogs like treats, but Cartier here likes his toys. So he is a toy hot dog here.
Yeah. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Good boy.
And then, so this is how they stand. This is whenever the judges come and kind of look over everything. How long did you said whenever you first started out, it took you a long time to get him into that position. Now, how long does it take?
It's almost instant now. He pretty much gets it right away, and he does it a lot of times without me, so that's great.
And you said dogs' personalities, they want to see that in the ring. So him jumping up on you right now, that's what judges like to see.
Oh, yes. They definitely want to see a dog with a poodly attitude who's happy to be there.
So coming up, she actually has another show dog who is in training, and that dog has a lot to live up to with her older brother being Cartier. So we'll show you how she's training for dog shows after the break. John and Brittany?
You might say big paws to fill.
Yes, they are.
I like